Morning guys, welcome back to the channel. We're going to have a bit of an update today on the Mk2 Escort we're working on. I'm going to walk you around it and explain to you how it's coming on, where we're at, the next processes and where we're going with it. So the car, if you've been watching it, we've done the gaps, we've got all the welding sorted out and finished off. Actually, when we had a closer look at the boot lid, there was a real lot of rust in the back between the frame and the skin. So this is another boot lid we found. So it sort of put us slightly out of sync, but we've welded up all the holes that used to hold a trim on along the bottom. The badge arrangement on this car is going to be different, so we welded all those holes up. So this boot lid has been into our epoxy primer and it's had its filler work done. So this now is ready for polyester. We'll put one coat of wet and wet epoxy on this just to cover all the bare steel before we go to the polyester stage. So the rest of the car has all had its polyester, all blocked out, all in 2K high build primer, which we're really happy with. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get the doors, because the doors sort of got a little bit behind. So these, as you remember, had all the gaps sorted out. We fitted them on the car because they was a bit behind also. So we blocked these out right down the side on the car, so they all fit lovely and flush. You can see if you look down the side, you know, the idea of these cars, just get them looking as flat as we can. So we're really happy with how these are coming on. So there's the bonnet. That's had quite a lot of work on it. As you know, these cars where the frame is inside, they always go a little funny shape. So we've bonded that all on, done all our filler work. This is now in polyester spray filler, so we'll take that out of there before we get primer in the car. Same here, this is going to have a coat of wet and wet epoxy. Then we'll get our polyester. We're not going to polyester the whole wings, we'll sort of just blend the poly into the adjacent panels. When that's all blocked out and re-primered, that'll be absolutely fine. We've still got to prep the front valance and the back valance. I'll show you in there. There's not a lot of work to do to those, but the reason we haven't done them yet is because we like to paint the underneath, inside and the engine bay while it's on our rollover jig, just so you can roll the car over and get to all the bits and pieces you need to. So once we've painted all those parts, then we'll put it back on our wheelie trolley, prep all the front and back, then we'll be able to, you know, really start thinking about getting it to the paint stage. So we're going to mix some product up in a minute and start getting on with it. Right, so I'm just going to show you the product that we're going to be putting on this. Obviously all in our Novel for Classic Car range. So what I always refer to as a wet on wet one-to-one epoxy is our Novel for Classic Car Isolator Primer. So that will cover all the bare steel, so 1 or 2 coats of that. Then we'll go straight on to our polyester spray filler. We'll let this flash off for about half an hour, just let all the solvent release. Then we will give it 3 coats of our polyester spray filler. Now, you know, I couldn't imagine doing this sort of work without these products now. They're just the best high quality classic car products that you can buy, in my opinion. Let me just give you a little bit of an insight to the polyester spray filler and some high-build primer. So this high-build primer here was mixed in one of these pots probably a year ago. This is just a bit we had left over. So we leave these in the pots just to do some tests on them to see how they shrink and react over time. So I'll show you this. So as you can see, that was mixed in that pot about a year ago, and yeah, it shrunk a lot. I know this is extreme because the thickness of it, but that's what 2K primer generally does. Now this is polyester spray filler, and I'll show you this. You know, it hasn't moved. It's like a solid plug in that pot. So yeah, that's why we really like the polyester. You know, we've done cars 4 or 5 years now in this, and they just don't move. You know, you don't really get any sinkage or anything. So basically, the last 2 primers that we apply over the top of this are just there more as a surfacer to apply our paint to. Look, I'll show you this. This is another one that you can see the date when that was mixed. This was some leftover product. So we filled this cup up just to show you, and there it is. You know, you can see this is so extreme as well. Obviously, you know, no one, you're never going to put anything on like this, but you can see, you know, it's just it doesn't crack at all, it doesn't shrink, and there's the proof of it there. So that's why we're, you know, we love this product. We use it all the time. We can rely on it. It's never let us down. Through all the products, through the filler, right through to the clear coat. If you watch the work that we do, you'll understand, you know, how great it looks. So just a little bit of something different now. Just like you to put in the comments below what colour you'd like to see the Escort in. The customer spent a lot of time choosing a colour for this out of our colour box. It's similar to one of the Ford colours, but you know, just a little bit different to it. Let me just take you in because William and Duncan are in here, just doing the last bit of masking so we can get the next process on. You know, what people don't understand, when we go through this process, we might mask this car up 6 or 7 times completely, because we don't want to cover all the underneath in primer spray. Even though it isn't painted yet, we still don't want to do that because it's hours to flat it off and get it ready for the next stage. So we're just back masking everything. We masked an apron right to the floor so we get no overspray under the car. You know, and as we go through the processes, this gets more and more critical. You can imagine once the inside's painted, we don't want to get any overspray in there when we paint the outside. So yeah, plenty more hours on this one, but feels like we're over the hill now and we're starting to go downwards. So in the next week or 2, hopefully we'll have it done. I've got some funny comments coming from this side of the car. It's probably William just trying to wind Duncan up.
No, he's just saying that you're over the hill.
I'm over the hill. Oh yeah, I'm definitely over the hill. I'm definitely over the hill. But yeah, so there you go. Right, so we've got the polyester on it. We've let that bake for half an hour. That was a couple of hours ago, so we started blocking it out again. There you can see, this is some fine line tape just so we can get the lines all dead straight. You can see we've got a few rub throughs here, but it's all got to go into its next primer stage, so that'll all be good. So we've been blocking this out right through the sides with our biggest block. As you can imagine, you can get some really nice flat panels with this. That's the idea. As you can see, just trying to get it super flat again down the sides. So we've got all the door rubbers in, the locks in, and we set the door exactly where it's going to be in its finished position, and then block it right through the gaps. So we've got no unevenness down the door shuts. You see Duncan blocking the bonnet away there. So we start off, it's been blocked with our big blocks, 120, 180, finish it off to 320, then it'll have some epoxy and some high build primer. Same with the new boot lid. You can see we've just got a little spot we've gone through there, but the next couple of primers will get that no problem. This is the other side of the car, all guide coated up just to go to be blocked out for the next primer. So that's really coming along great. I'm really happy with the progress on that. We should have that painted in the next week or two. So look guys, if you enjoyed the video, please tune in for the next one. There'll be the next stages of that, going through the masking, just getting it ready to paint. We'll get the colour mixed up so we can show you the colour in the next video. So look, please like and subscribe to our channel. Hit the bell notification and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks again.